Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. A lot of you had liked my other video where I had spoke with Jonathan. If you guys haven't checked out that video yet, he's pretty much the youngest cell phone shop owner in the country. Incredible guy, had a lot of knowledge. I'm going to link that video up above. And before we get into today's video and before I introduce you guys to Will, don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video. And if you guys haven't subbed to the channel yet, join the family, hit that subscription button down below. I'd appreciate the support so much. But with that said, here on today's interview, I guess you can almost consider him the youngest successful phone flipper in the country. In my opinion, I don't know everybody out there, but he's a really smart kid. He's still on the younger side. What are you, in high school or whatever?
Yeah.
But he's still grinding, everything like that. So we're gonna go make this about 10-15 minutes. He's gonna go through his story. Pretty much give advice to you guys in things that I pretty much will ask him throughout the interview. So with that said, we'll get right into it. Will, introduce us to yourself, and let's go from there.
All right, so if you guys don't know who I am, my name is William Nazarkevich, and I'm also a phone flipper, and I make YouTube videos about phone flipping. I got started in all of this in May of my freshman year, so May of 2018, and that's when everything got started. Well, I guess with phone flipping, right? So when I first got started with phone flipping, I was only doing a couple $100 a month, and then as I got into it and I learned and I built my company, I now do a little bit over $6,000 to $8,000 a month phone flipping, and I have a lot of good knowledge. I don't have a lot of experience in this industry, but I've learned a lot in the time I've been doing this.
And I mean, we were just talking a little bit earlier. What did you pick up today? I think you had a killer day today, right?
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, it's the time we're filming this is the day after Christmas. So I actually had a $700 profit day. So I'm actually going to show you guys. I picked up this iPad Pro 2nd generation for $400. There's just who didn't like what she got for Christmas, so she'd rather have the cash, which I mean, I'm good with it. I'm making money on it too. So I also picked up Apple Watch Series 1. I don't remember what I picked it up for. I think like $80 or something, like super duper cheap. I screwed up on this phone. I picked this iPhone 6s Plus up for $100. I overpaid for it because it's a Sprint bad ESN. I should still make like $10 on it, but whatever.
Get your money back, right? That's what happens in this industry. If you mess up, you should be messing up at a point where you at least get your money back, right?
Yeah.
So
I bought this iPhone 7 for $120, which is pretty good price. It's a AT&T 32 gigabytes, so I should make money on it. Then I bought this iPhone X bad ESN for Sprint for $320. Like when I first got started, I had like $200, and luckily it was during like that summertime where you could like make money, like mowing lawns, and that's how I kind of built capital. I like sold my Xbox to build capital. I like sold like an old iPod. I did everything possible, and I think I built capital up to like $500, and that's where phone flipping got a little bit easier for me, and I was able to like pick up like an iPhone X, an iPhone 8 Plus. And some other struggles other than capital issues is PayPal holding periods. And now for like, as Kish recommends, if you're first getting started, you have to like sell locally in the beginning. It's really difficult to keep that cash flowing, especially if you don't have a lot of money to start. PayPal holding, big problem. But I recommend that you guys sell locally until you have at least $2,000 cash built up. And I guess the third issue was with just checking the phones before you buy them. Like I didn't know with my first phone what an ESN was. I didn't know what an iPod was. I really didn't know anything. Like I just kind of got into it because I liked iPhones and I thought it would be a cool way to make money. And I didn't really have a course to go to when I was first getting started. There weren't really too many people out there just like 8-9 months ago when I got started. So I definitely did face some struggles, but after you learn some from your mistakes and you get better, that money starts coming in.
how did you end up scaling your business? Like, what one or two things made you get past a threshold of, let's say, $1,000 a month?
Okay, well, that's a good question. Well, I guess what really helped me scale my business is when I actually had the capital to hold multiple phones, and also when I got into Facebook ads more recently, right? So when I built
Yeah.
that my capital up to like 2,200 to like $2,500, I actually had the money to hold like a couple iPhone X's and an iPhone 7. And I was able to buy more phones in a day than just one, and I was able to buy more phones at a time. And and that also went along with posting more ads and posting Facebook ads. So
Hmm.
now I post on Craigslist and Facebook. And when I started posting on Facebook, it really helped me scale my business because on Facebook, literally for $5, you can get like thousands of impressions and you can get hundreds of leads with just $5 if you have a really, really successful ad. Like right now, I have a Facebook ad. It's costing me 32 cents per lead, which is really good. So yeah, Facebook's
It's
definitely
crazy.
that's really scalable. It takes some trial and error, but once you get into it, Facebook ads is really a great way. And also, once you build that capital, you can hold more phones and buy more phones in a day.
Yeah. And where did you end up learning your information? Like, as you started going through, and or did you just learn from trial and error? Like,
Uh,
what other ways?
yeah, I guess I learned a lot from trial and error because when I first got started, I mean, I didn't know of all the YouTubers. Like, I guess the first channel I watched was Win It Life with Dave. That's how I like first saw
Yeah.
phone flipping. I just found his video on YouTube and I was like, this is a really interesting concept. And his videos, like, he makes really good content. He doesn't go really into the depth and the nitty gritty of phone flipping, and he doesn't really go into the exact mistakes that are common in the industry. And it really helped when I found your channel in like I believe June or July of 2018, and you really went into what to check before you purchase a phone to resell, where you should be reselling your phones if you're first getting started, and stuff like that. That's kind of where I learned a lot of my information from your channel, and I'm sure your course also has some great information. And Smooth Flipper is another really great source if you're getting started, but he's more in that phone wholesaling space.
Yeah, we all kind of do a little bit different
Yeah, yeah.
way of approaching phone flipping, right? And so, obviously, we know you do well in the industry. Like, why would you recommend phone flipping to anybody that hasn't tried it or is thinking about it, just hasn't pulled the trigger?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Phone flipping is really the best business you can get into in literally a day. Like you can get started
Yeah,
by posting an ad at 8 p.m. on a Sunday night, and then you can by Monday you can start making money, right? So you can literally make
yeah,
200, $400 in your first day phone flipping. It's not too difficult. Of course, you have to learn some things, but after you learn those things, like there's only, as you say, there's only a finite amount of mistakes you can make, and then the money just comes in because you've learned from the industry, right? That's the great
yeah,
thing about it. It's something you can get into and start making money fast. Like it's something you can use to like build capital for another business or something you can
yeah.
just use to make a couple $100 on the weekends, right? So phone flipping is definitely great for stuff like that. Something you can get into quick, and that's why I really recommend it.
Perfect. Good answer. So, now that you've scaled your business to a point where you're doing decent numbers, stuff like that, what's your future with phone flipping? Obviously, I know there's I have a recent video. If you guys want to check it out, I'll link it up above where I talk about like different routes of phone flipping. I know you're familiar with them. Is this something you want to do long term, or why are you doing it? Is it to invest in something else? Like, what's the future look like for you?
So, as you know, I recently started a new company, and I'm actually phone flipping kind of on the side. I'm still doing it part time, just like I did when I first got started, right? Because I'm still in school
Yeah,
and I'm doing phone flipping just to build capital and continue to build the business. Of course, I want to eventually get to that part where I'm doing like 10, 15, $20,000 in revenue a month, which I know I can do. It's just about picking up more phones in a day. But my goal
yeah,
right continuously pick up at least one phone a day, and on the weekends maybe a couple more. That's my goal.
yeah,
One day, keep the capital coming while I start my new company and build that up as well. That's kind of my
yeah.
goal with phone flipping. Will I do it forever? I don't know. Maybe eventually I'll open a cell phone shop because I have some knowledge in this industry. I really don't know where it will take me, but I know for now in these next like 12 to 18 months, I'm going to continue doing phone flipping while I scale my new business that I started.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. So obviously you're on the young entrepreneur side. You're starting a lot younger than I did, or probably 90% of the people watching this video. But those of you that are I would consider myself a young entrepreneur too. What is one piece of advice you'd give to somebody getting into entrepreneurship that is, I'd say, below 25?
Okay, well, that's a good question. So when you're first getting started, you just kind of have to start. Like there's so much information out there, and I know people who just kind of read about Amazon FBA, read about drop shipping, read about phone flipping. They read about all this stuff, they learn it, but they never really take action. And that's what you have to do, right? You can't
Hmm.
just read about something, dabble in it for like a couple days or a month or 2
Yeah,
months, and then just move to your next thing. You have to start something, focus on it, build it up, get it to be a consistent income source for you, and then you
yeah,
start another thing, and you continuously build from there. You focus on one thing, build it up. Focus on another thing, build it up. Of course, you can maybe do two things at a time, but just know it will affect your productivity on it, right? That's my
yeah,
message for you guys. You have to just kind of do it, get started. You'll learn as you get started, and that's where
yeah,
the learning curve comes, when you really start the business and not just read about it, right? Of course, it's great,
yeah.
but you also want to just get into it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much free information out there to the point now where, in any of those things you mentioned in terms of different businesses, there's thousands of YouTube videos. Even if you just grind it for one day to watch 150 YouTube videos on the topic, you can almost become quote unquote an expert in a
Mm-hmm.
topic
Yeah.
in this day and age. You're still going to make more mistakes than somebody that's been in it for a couple months or years. But I mean, that's a cool thing about phone flipping too. You mentioned it's like
Yeah.
there's only so many things you should be looking out for, but you don't need to know everything to make your first $100 your first day. You need to know the basics of where do I buy a phone from? How do I check it? And where do I sell it? Right. And you might make a mistake here or there, but I mean, there's so many free YouTube videos out there. So I'm going to give you a chance to link. I mean, just tell us about where we can contact you, plug your channel, just do all that right now. So,
So I run a channel on YouTube, The Financial Wolf. I make videos about phone flipping and just about, I guess, entrepreneurship in general. So I talk about
yeah.
stock market investing, but mainly phone flipping. I talk about how to make passive income and really how to get started in all of this. And I guess my last piece of advice for those of you trying to get into phone flipping and how you can really get started in one day is to, let's say it's an 8 a.m. tomorrow, right? And you're watching this video. What I suggest you guys do is take some time to just watch Kish's videos, watch videos about phone flipping. Yeah, I'm plugging you right now, but
I
just watch
appreciate that.
about phone flipping, learn about it, and figure out like what you need to know before you get into it, and then go ahead and post some ads. Post some ads on Craigslist, post some ads on OfferUp, and wait till people come to you, and then offer on the phones, and you can get started. That's literally how it is. You just have to take a couple hours, learn about it, post your ads, and you're in the industry. That's literally how easy it is. Of course, there's a little to it, but it's really easy to get into this.
Well said. Well said. Well, I appreciate you being here, Will. It means a lot to me. If you guys haven't gone and already subscribed to his channel, he's almost at 400. Help the man get there. He's growing pretty quickly, to be honest. So I appreciate you guys being here. If you guys found some sort of value in today's video, or just liked it in general, definitely hit that like button down below. And again, if you guys aren't part of the family yet, hit that subscription button down below. I'd appreciate the support so much. And with that said, I'll catch you in the next video.